Terra to Saitama, a fan-made version of One Punch Man that not only adds storyline but increases Saitama's strength infinitely. The fight between Saitama and God, the battle between the creator and the creation, the battle between the human who broke free of his limiter and the God that placed it on him. God being an entity that has surpassed concepts like space and time, placing a limit on every being in the universe, with everyone eventually reaching this limit and being unable to grow further. But there's one human who broke free of these limits, Saitama, beginning the story with the manga revealing that the multiverse is made up of countless dimensions, connecting each dimension as a black hole, with these black holes being inaccessible to any biological lower dimensional form, but there seems to be a certain array of beings that are passing throughout dimensions. These beings possessing the ability to travel through these black holes, traveling throughout dimensions at will, being found out to be higher dimensional beings, or more known as gods. But with all this power, these gods' minds have become corrupt, destroying everything in sight, erasing reality by reality, with one of the survivors from these gods' attacks warning Saitama and the heroes that one of these gods has set course for this galaxy, but what this girl simply doesn't realize is that this galaxy is protected by the One Punch Man, with this god traveling through multiple black holes, reaching Saitama's galaxy, and as Saitama and the heroes reach the location God landed, they've stepped into God's domain. There's no return. Both Garou and Genos jumping into the fight against God, with Garou using all his martial arts techniques and Genos using Incineration Cannon at its maximum power. Each of these attacks seeming to land head on with God, but it does absolutely nothing. God responding by launching an attack at Genos, but Saitama interferes, taking the full force of the hit, being sent flying away, and as Saitama lands into a mountain, God waves his hand once, peeling off the entire surface of Earth. However, as Saitama's laying in the rubble, he remembers something that enrages him to the point no one in this dimension is safe. He forgot to save his game progress. He lost his level 80 characters, with Saitama being completely enraged, attacking God head on, punching him into the air, and as Saitama's going for another punch, this god seems to be charging a cosmic beam. As everyone in the battle struggles and rushes to get out of line of this attack, Saitama doesn't move, continuing on flying towards God, taking the full force of this energy ray, but it doesn't affect him at all, slamming God into the ground with a single punch. But as Saitama thinks he's the victor, God gets straight back up, slamming his hand into the surface, sending Saitama to the core of the earth, and the force that Saitama took was enough to vaporize a quarter of the earth. This god, now revealing that the destruction of a lower dimensional being is actually quite simple, using something called judgment, disintegrating all matter into one dimension, erasing all third dimensional beings, with Garou and the survivor using their last moments to strike God, taking an opportunity to use the dimensional stone, but God absorbs it, stating that things like space and time are still under his domain. Not even a black hole could kill a god. This scaling to 5th dimensional power, as time manipulation over 3rd and 4th dimensions require access to manipulation over 5th dimensional spaces, putting God's current scale at low complex multiversal. Now that everyone's gone, it's only Saitama and God, yet the destruction of all 3rd dimensional matter didn't affect Saitama. He seems to have transcended the laws of lower dimensional beings, entering the array of higher dimensions. Saitama launching at God, punching him hit after hit, but God just gets straight back up, drawing every mineral from the universe, increasing his strength by unimaginable levels. God using something called the Precision Discerning ability, realizing that Saitama isn't any ordinary opponent, telling Saitama it's time they fight seriously. Both of them have barely scratched their full power yet. God and Saitama both launching at each other, their fists colliding, launching a shockwave with enough power throughout the multiverse that it begins to destroy reality itself. God deciding that it's time to finish what has been started, creating a 4th dimensional space-time array, with everything inside this dimension being infinitely reverted into nothing. But before the effect took its full toll on Saitama, he's ready to run as fast as possible, even if it breaks the laws of physics, instantly passing the speed of light, running faster and faster until he reaches immeasurable speed, destroying the 4th dimensional space. The battle is almost over. God has run out of tricks. He's got to revert back to the same method as Saitama. No silly games, just straight power. Saitama and God using their full power, launching at each other, colliding attacks. But before we get to the result of this final attack, we have to understand that in this fan manga, this god is simply nothing compared to a being renowned as the Supreme God, something we know to be above 11D at least, scaling past lower universal with ease. Now back to the fight. As Saitama and God's attacks collide. The force of the attack is enough to threaten the existence of all the multiverse. The Supreme God stepping into the fight and destroying this higher dimensional structure in hopes of killing Saitama, but it seems that Saitama is still standing. God has been defeated. Saitama won the fight. Overall, Saitama scaling to high complex multiversal and possibly even low adversal, the feats being that he survived the destruction of a high dimensional multiverse, killed a 5th to 6th dimensional being with ease, and destroyed a 4th dimensional reverse time array by running. Saitama's speeds being scaled to immeasurable, well, he ran at immeasurable speed to counteract and destroy a 4th dimensional space, but even with this fight finished, it's just Saitama and the Supreme God remaining, two potentially adversal beings ready to fight at any moment. So comment below who do you think would win, Terra 2, Saitama, or the Supreme God. Also, let me know who I should scale next, and yeah, we're putting this guy against Goku. Thanks for watching this far, subscribe, like, love you all, see ya.